This is Dr. S. Valeme, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. Now in this slide, I'm just going to deal about the kinetics and mechanism involved in the polymerization. Now here, just I'm going to deal about what is meant by addition polymerization, what is condensation polymerization, what are the differences between addition and condensation polymerization, and what is that about the term polycondensation. Now, as you all know, polymers are large organic molecules which have been formed by the combination of single monomers. So, as we all know that many number of monomers combine together to form a macromolecule called as the polymers. Now, these polymers are formed by either addition or condensation. So, these polymers are generally either in the form of addition reaction or in the form of a condensation reaction. Now let us move on in detail to addition polymerization. So what is meant by addition polymerization? So addition polymerization involves self-addition of unsaturated monomers. What is the meaning of the word unsaturated? So unsaturated monomers are those which contain double or triple bonds. Now here during this addition polymerization of the unsaturated monomers, there will be no elimination of any byproduct molecules. So here in general we say addition polymerization involves self-addition of unsaturated monomer molecules without the loss or elimination of any small byproduct molecules to give a macro molecules. A very good example of addition polymerization is the polymerization of the ethylene monomer into polyethylene, or we call it as polythene. Now here in this n number of ethylene molecules combine together to form a polyethylene. Here no byproducts are removed. So now here the product has the same elemental composition as that of the monomer. So the bifunctionality of this is provided by the double bond present in the ethylene. So compounds reacting or containing reactive double or can undergo this type of reaction. See, the common examples of monomers undergoing addition polymerization are vinyl compounds. So this is a vinyl halide. Hence it forms a polyvinyl halide. Or if you say it is vinyl chloride, it forms polyvinyl chloride. So in the same way, those compounds which have double bonds will undergo this addition polymerization. Now this addition polymerization involves many stages. For example, it may occur in chain initiation, chain propagation and chain termination stages. Now here this polymerization is brought out by many types of mechanism like free radical mechanism, ionic mechanism, or it can be coordination mechanism. The next one is the condensation polymerization. So here condensation polymerization is a form of step growth polymerization in which monomers, or you can call it as oligomers, react with each other to form a macrostructural unit by releasing, or you can say by the removal or by the loss of byproducts such as water, methanol, hydrochloric acid, etc. So in general, we can say condensation polymerizations are those polymerizations in which the monomers combine together and form a polymer with the removal of smaller byproduct molecules such as water, methanol, hydrochloric acid, etc. So a well-known example of condensation reaction is the esterification of carboxylic acids with alcohol. So now if both monomers are difunctional, the condensation product will be a linear molecule. If at least one of the monomers tri or tetrafunctional, then the resulting polymer will be a cross-link, or you can say that it has a three-dimensional network. Adding monomers with only one reactive group will terminate a growing chain and consequently lowers the molecular weight. Now see here, thus the average molecular weight and the cross-linked density will depend on the functionality of the monomer involved in the condensation polymerization. So a very good example which is given here is the reaction between a dibasic acid and a glycol. Now what is esterification? Esterification is the reaction between an organic alcohol and an organic acid. So here the byproducts like water are being removed. Now just see here, I just given an example of a dibasic acid. Dibasic acid in the sense it has two basic functional groups or two acidic functional group, that is COOH, COOH. So there are two acid functional groups, so it is called as dibasic acid functional group. Now this is reacting with the glycol. So it can be any glycol here. Glycol is nothing but which has two OH functional groups. So now these two react, and as a result the OH from this and the H from this gets removed as water molecules, and the remaining form a chain, that is HOOC CH2 CO, because one OH is removed and here H is removed, so it is COO CH2 and then OH. So this is how the polymerization of a condensation reaction takes place. Now the resulting polymer here it is called as polyester. So here the water is continuously removed from the reaction system because it is reactive with ester linkages to the reverse reaction. Here I have given another example, the formation of terylene. So terylene is formed by taking the monomers ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. So ethylene glycol is CH2OH, CH2OH. Terephthalic is C6H4COOH, COOH. So here there are two functional groups OH, OH. So it is to bifunctionality. Here this is also a bifunctionality COOH, COOH. So two acid groups are there. Now here these two join together by the removal of water molecules. So the H from this glycol, the OH from this terephthalic acid gets removed as water molecules. So here the same thing. The H from this side and the OH from this side will go off. As a result, we are getting terylene as the polymer. So what is the difference between addition polymerization and condensation polymerization? First thing is the molecular weight of the polymer is the multiple of the molecular weight, because only it goes on added up without any removal. So we say it is the integral multiple of the molecular weight of the monomer. But here there will be a decrease in the weight because smaller byproducts are being removed. Then here addition of polymers results in the polymers and no other products. Whereas here they condense among themselves and form a polymer with the removal of smaller molecules like water, methanol, HCl, ammonia, etc. Then the next one is the molecule must have at least one multiple bond for its function as a monomer. That's why I told you earlier that it should be either having a double or the triple bond, or you can say unsaturated hydrocarbon molecules. Whereas here the monomer must have at least two identical or different functional groups like dicarboxylic acid or can be glycol. Then the next one is here it follows a free radical or cationic or anionic mechanism which involves the various stages like initiation, propagation and termination process. Whereas in the condensation, it follows condensation mechanisms such as esterification and amide formation. The next one is the catalyst used here depends on the mechanism of free radical initiators. Hence, Lewis acids are used, whereas here it is mineral acids. Then thermoplastics are mostly formed by this process, whereas here it is thermosetting plastics. A very good example is polymerization of ethylene, and here it is formation of phenol formaldehyde resins, that is nothing but it is bakelite. Next, moving on to polycondensation. Polycondensation is brought about by monomers containing two or more reactive functional groups such as hydroxyl, carboxyl, or amino group, etc. Now, here it is the reaction between the functional groups of low molecular weight organic compounds. For example, let us take the reaction of the hydroxyl group and the carboxyl groups here. So here I have just taken methanol and acetic acid. So here it is a single functionality group. So hence the H from here and OH from this will go off, and as a result you get CH3, COO, CH3, which is an ester, that is methyl acetate. Now here there is only a single functional group. Here there is a functional group, here there is a functional group. So the reaction comes to an end here. But consider the next one. See this example, ethylene glycol again with acetic acid. So here there are two functional groups and here there is only a single functional group. So first this OH and H will go off, and as a result you get OH, CH2, CHOOC, CH3 plus H2. Here there is one more functional group. So again this can react with another acetic acid and it can form the product as ethylene glycol diacetate. So hence for polycondensation, the monomers should have two reactive functional groups for polymerization to proceed. The polymerization proceeds stepwise reaction between the reactive functional group. So this is what is called as polycondensation. So here the assignment is given as explanation of addition polymerization, condensation, and difference between these two, and polycondensation.